Hello student, myself Blesses Parida and I invite you in online nursing classes. So our today's topic is Introduction of Distance Education in Nursing. So before start the topic, let's see the content. So here we will discuss about the introduction of distance education in nursing, definition, goal, characteristics, historical changes, elements, important characteristics of distance education, benefits of distance education, form of distance education, and the last content is role of distance education in development of nursing. So let's start the introduction of distance education. So distance education is a dynamic process. It change and grow with time. Distance education fulfill the long needs of formal and non-formal education at a very low cost. So here the student has strong motivation to learn, and here the students are physically separated from their own institution. So here the students are away from activities related to social and antisocial activities within the campus. So that is about the introduction of distance education. Then next is definition of distance education. So Keating states that distance education is defined as any learning experience that takes place at distance away from the parent institution or the home campus is called distance education. And Clark states that distance education defined as a student receiving instruction in a location other than that of faculty. So distance education means student receive instruction from the instructor or the faculty from another location, because here the student physically separated from their institution or the instruction. So that is the definition of distance education. The next definition is, according to Pisciano, distance education uses three current and popular forms. One is broadcast television, another one is two-way video conferencing, and asynchronous learning network. So through that the instructor and the learner connect with each other. So that is about the definition of distance education. The next, moving to goal of distance education. So its main aim is not only provide certificate or degree to the student, but it also help the student for their personal growth in training for the better job. So here the student are prepare himself in such a way that his knowledge or skill or personal growth is uplifted on the completion of the course. The next is bring changes in attitude and knowledge. So the student's attitude towards the certain field, like a student nurse change her attitudes towards the field in nursing when she or he come to know more about the particular field or subject. The next is provide flexibility of time. So the employee are in a job from where they cannot stand away from their responsibility, then the distance education is beneficial for them. Next, make education socially more relevant. So the student is not fixed to the time of completion of requirement, etc. So it is socially more relevant for his or her. The next is impart latest information and skill. So here the student learn new information, new skills, acquire more knowledge without wasting his or her time, and it also cannot affect his job or family life. The next, moving to the characteristics of distance education. So there are four characteristics in distance education. One is self-directed and independent study, correspondence, satellite and broadcast, microwave or fiber optic, and the video conferencing. So first we will discuss about the self-directed and independent study. So here the learner required self-discipline to direct himself to study and study independently due to the physical separation of the learner from the institution. So there are some advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages are students study at their own convenient time, promote accountabilities and responsibility of the learner. And if we see the disadvantage, then required self-discipline among the learner and they have limited feedback. The next characteristics is correspondence. So the distance learning is a type of correspondence course because the type of education that does not require an individual to be physically present at the learning center. In this mode, the student receive their course material through other resources like email or some post, etc. So the advantages are students study at their convenient and own 25% credit through self-study. The next is disadvantage. Required self-discipline and motivation. Learning takes place in isolation. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of correspondence. And the third part is satellite and broadcast. So satellite, that is used for the educational purposes to transmitting educational program, and it provide access to the distance learning opportunities, and the broadcast provide to the learner through cable or television. Through those channels can provide good quality broadcast to the student for their educational purpose. And its advantages are real-time video, required minimal technical assistance, organized and well-planned presentation. If we see the disadvantage, then one-way instruction are required in this distance education process, and it is higher cost, no real-time interaction with the faculties, required good production facilities. Then the fourth part is microwave or fiber optic and the video conferencing. So it is the electromagnetic wave which connect the learner and the instructor through the video and audio. Video conferencing is the important because it joins the people who would not normally be able to perform or to form a face-to-face connection. If we see its advantage, then two-way video and two-way audio, real-time delivery, transmit data as well as audio and video, real-time interaction. And the disadvantages are tower transmission problem occur, very costly compared to other model, and it highly depend on the transmission. Then next is historical changes. See the historical changes. The next part is element of distance education. So there are four elements of distance education. One is faculty, syllabus, technology, learners, etc. So first part is faculty. So the faculty in distance education, the in distance learning doesn't mean that there are no teacher or faculty in this process. So the teachers are working in a background, so they are the backbone of distance education. So they are an essential part of any distance learning program. So the faculties help the student and guide them to know about the syllabus, and they clarify their doubt. The next is syllabus. So the syllabus or the curriculum is the heart of matter for any learning process courses. So the syllabus should be up to date according to the relevant industry requirement. They should prepare the student to be able to crack any job requirement. So a good syllabus consists of two main factors. One is process and the another one is outcome. So the process develop the syllabus where the instructor carefully consider his or her philosophy of teaching, and in learning help the learner to explain what the student should be able to achieve by the end of the course. The next is technology. Technology is dynamic in nature, so the student have to face the challenge of keeping abreast with the latest technology. So here the student use latest technology for their distance education purpose. The next is learner. So the student are the last and most important element for the distance learning program. So without them the whole process of distance learning will cease or exit. The student provide momentum and motivate for the learning provide to continue their work. The next is most important characteristics of distance education. So the characteristics are there is little face-to-face relationship between the teacher and the learner, little oral instruction, there is no fixed classroom, learning is on individual process, it involves use of multimedia approach, and learning is on part-time basic. The next is benefits of distance education. So it balances the inequity between the age group, provides speedy and efficient training for key target group, expanding the capacity for education in new and multidisciplinary subject, develop multiple competency through recurrent and continued education, improve the qualities of existing educational service are the benefits of distance education. The next form of distance education, there are four forms of distance education. One is correspondence education, distance education based on multimedia, distance course based on demand of people, and the last one is distance education in non-conformist and non-traditional. So non-conformist means that does not follow any old principle and practice, and similarly non-traditional also does not follow any old principle and practice. The next last one is role of distance education in development of nursing. So those nurses who are working in a remote area and have no facility for higher education, so they can participate in a distance education program. And also those who are not able to join regular college due to various reasons, and for them also the distance education is very beneficial. So that is about the distance education. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel.